Hello and welcome to Harbor Media's coverage of the Hingham 4th of July Parade 2022. I'm Joe Collymore.
And I'm Kaylee Gilmore.
And we are here to kick off this year's spectacular event. We want to give a great shout out to our community sponsors for 2022, Sport Tobin, Taking a Toke, Mass General Brigham, South Shore Conservatory.
Yep.
And our guest today,
Joan Moschino. Hi.
Good morning, everyone. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. How are you doing?
Oh, awesome. Are you kidding? It's a beautiful sunny day. I'm on Main Street in Hingham. This is just so festive. Everyone's in good spirits. It is a great day.
I know, I was singing Party in the USA earlier. It's a good day. It's fun.
You know, we are so looking forward to the kickoff of this year's parade, even though it's a little earlier this year in terms of the timing of it all. It's important to note that a lot of folks were up very early this morning for the 63rd annual Hingham Recreational 4th of July Road Race. We're looking forward to hearing about the race results coming shortly.
Oh, I'm so excited to see who comes across first. It's just great that everybody participates. They always have such a strong participation, and it's really amazing that everyone donates to the town for all the park and rec, and it's really great. And I have to say, this is like super professional, and I feel like I'm at the Macy's Day Parade or something.
We try. Another great thing that happened this morning was the Lions and Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast that happened in Hingham Center. They were going to have fireworks again this year, but because of wildlife, where they usually set off the fireworks, that's postponed to fall. So I'm very excited for that.
And that's good, though, right?
Yeah.
Because we care about the environment, and it'll be a nice way to end the summer and kick off getting back to school. It'll be good. It'll all be good.
I feel like it'd be nice to like be in sweats and watch fireworks. I feel like it'd be nice.
You know, as our state representative of our 3rd district here in Plymouth County, what does this parade and these festivities today represent for you?
Oh, this is freedom. This is democracy. If you saw the Boston Globe this morning, they had actually published, as they do every year, the Declaration of Independence. And I just think every young person, every regular person should go and read that document. And it says everything we need to know about our country right there. For the people, right? It's government by the people, of the people, for the people. And this really is, if you read through it, it is just, it's the precursor to our Constitution, to our form of government, which has been so resilient over all of these years. And it's really everything we need to know about equality and freedom, pursuit of happiness. So it's really, it's inspiring. And it really all shows when we're right here together. Community, family, and we should probably take a moment and just acknowledge that we're on, I think, Wampanoag lands and freedom of peoples, but it's great, and it shows right here in Hingham Square, you know, community, Main Street America. This is it.
Yeah, I don't think any other town does 4th of July like Hingham does. They start talking about it in like January, like right after Christmas.
I feel like I'm a little biased when I say it all.
Yeah.
Because it's my district, but truly, when you think about what everyone's doing today, we're coming together as a community, celebrating our independence, shaking off the bonds of tyranny, and really saying, you know, what are we doing for our people? And that's what the government we have is, representative government, and it shows when you uplift people, you get this kind of community spirit, you get this freedom, independence, and really the celebration of family. So it's going to be a great day, and I think the Hingham Parade is really so iconic, and of course that it lands in front of Old Church, and you know, it just really, when you really think about everything that is sort of iconic about our district and our country, is sort of right here, and it's just that celebration of community and independence and goodwill and spirit.
That's great. Now, Joan, could you tell people, obviously it's very important to get involved in politics, but especially local politics. So how can people, residents, get involved with you and like your grand plans?
Well, so civic engagement, right? That is how our democracy works, is civic engagement. And you don't have to run for elected office. You can do volunteer for Harbor Media. You can volunteer for the parade. You can do small things. You can get involved in small groups and all the way up to running for elected office. And that was where I was raised. My dad always said, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, always be engaged in your community. So first and foremost, that's the most important thing. But my work is very much reflective of the community, and that's why you see me work on the issues that I do. And I love to talk politics, I love to talk policy, and I love to talk civic engagement. And I have to pause and say, since we put the civic education bill in place, our schools have been just off the wall with these great projects, and all the 8th graders come to myself and Senator O'Connor with their ideas and their questions. It's been really amazing. But as far as me, please follow me in the work that I'm doing on behalf of our communities. My website is joanmoschino.com, and you can always sign up for the newsletter and see what's going on. We try to respect and only send them out once a month. But everything's right there. You can come to my office hours. I am in the district every Monday somewhere meeting with people. Just call and make an appointment or swing by. Send me an email, joan.moschino@mahouse.gov. Call my office. I have wonderful staff. They're super kind. They're really smart, way smarter than me. And they love to hear from people. 617-722-2320. So yeah, no, we're around. And if you see me around, just say hi so I can put the face with the name. And it's all good. It's all good.
Well, hi, Joan.
Well, it was great visiting with you this morning, and we really appreciate the work that you have underway here relative to the streaming bill, since we are a community access media.
So just so everyone knows, we're a 2-year session, and we are coming into the end of our formal session by July 31st. So we're really, Senator O'Connor and I are really pushing right now to get all of our bills done. And the one that Joe's talking about is H130, which would assess a small fee, just like we do on cable providers, on streaming service providers. And the revenue would be dedicated specifically for public access television, to support the operations. So you can watch selectmen meetings and school committee meetings, and so they can broadcast from places like this and all of the local content and all of the trusted local content that we want. So we're trying to get a little dedicated revenue in there to uplift exactly this kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Joan. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you have to head over to the high school and be in the parade, so we'll see you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll wave.
Looking forward to walking down Main Street and seeing all the families out. So thank you guys for having me.
No problem.
Happy 4th of July, everybody, and I hope, please have fun, be safe, and look forward to seeing everyone in the parade today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll see you in a little bit.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Up next, we're going to be interviewing Robert Chinante, and we're very excited for that.
Robert Chinante is president of the South Shore Conservatory, and that's a wonderful institution that we have here in the town of Hingham, and they also have a satellite campus in Duxbury. And so Robert will be joining us shortly. This is a really nice, beautiful
It's
weather
so
day,
nice.
isn't
It's
it,
so much
Kelly?
better than last year. Last year, I was in leggings.
I recall last year where I came wrapped in about 5 or 6 different layers.
And they
because
never
of
let you forget it. Every
No.
single year, every single picture. Oh, look at all the layers that Joe's wearing.
Right now, I'm wearing a really cool swag vest here from Harbor Media. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Just
I ordered these.
absolutely nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
Yes. And then we had our MVP. We have many MVPs at Harbor Media, but Barbara ordered these to get. What's it? It's not painted. What is it? Like threaded?
It's embossed.
Embossed.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. 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 Very
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting facts about the town of Hingham that I've always been fascinated about is if you've ever come down through Main Street here and noticed the median strip that is painted red, white, and blue. It is something fantastic.
Yeah, it's always fun when I drive with my sisters and they're like, "Why is it blue? Why is it red?" And I'm like, gotta give the spiel. I'm like, it's because of the Hingham 4th of July.
Well, there's only a handful of communities here in the United States that actually can claim that status. It's quite an involved process that you've got to actually apply to the Department of Transportation as well as at the local, state, and local levels for approval. So.
Yeah. And we're here with my buddy, Robert Chinante. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy 4th, Joe. It's great to see you, Kaylee. Great to see you.
I know. It's been a while since I've seen Joe. It was like a whoa.
But I'll be seeing Joe soon.
Yes, we will be working together soon. In fact, let's talk about some of the exciting things that are going on right now here at South Shore Conservatory.
Sure. So what Joe is referring to is we are kicking off our Evenings Under the Stars series on Saturday, July 9th. This is like the 4th of July here in Hingham. Evenings Under the Stars is one of those annual traditions that people look forward to every summer. And very excited to have Joe as one of our narrators. This is a piece that the Boston Pops premiered in 2010 by Peter Boyer, The Dream Lives On, a portrait of the Kennedy brothers. It's a piece unlike any other that we've done on the Evenings Under the Stars series, and very excited to have Joe, and he'll be joined by Hingham resident Debbie Allenson, who will be one of our other narrators, as well as Michael Bobbitt, who's the executive director of the Massachusetts Cultural Council, and Oliver Palmer, who is paying tribute to his grandmother, one of the founding members of South Shore Conservatory, artist Dorothy Palmer. So very excited for that project. And Joe, you were one of the first people I called when this project came to light, and so excited to have you as part of it.
Well, I am so honored that you asked me to come back a second time. So I'm so looking forward to working with these other great individuals that you've named, and of course, Nick Palmer and the Plymouth Philharmonic.
Yes.
It's got to be fantastic.
I'm very excited.
Robert, let's talk about some of the other highlights that have been taking place in preparation for this year's launch of the conservatory.
Absolutely. You know, this has been a year of sort of coming back and moving forward for the conservatory. That's been our theme. You know, COVID really impacted the arts in so many unique ways, and I think this has really been a year for us to come back, to find our way again with all that we do, programs, lessons, creative arts therapies, performances being such an important part of what we do, and really just having that experience of reconnecting with one another and being back in person, seeing people come back into the building for the first time this year. It's really been a very moving year. We still have a long way to go. I mean, COVID definitely left its mark on our field, but I see us moving in a very positive direction, and I'm very encouraged.
That's great. Yeah, and I'm very excited for your event coming up. Out of all the Bostonians in history, I think the Kennedys I'm most interested in. So I'm going to be very interested in watching that. I love the Kennedys. I don't love the Kennedys. I love learning about the Kennedys, I should say.
Well, in the whole series, I think there's a real focus on, again, celebrating our American musical heritage. You know, 4 Saturdays will be July 9, 16, 23, 30, and we're doing things like Copeland's Appalachian Spring on the 16th, the 23rd, jazz concert featuring the Great American Songbook and jazz legend Gray Sargent, who's a South Shore resident. Joe, I think you know Gray. He's in Hull.
Absolutely. In fact, just to name drop, I was so impressed with meeting him in person and realized that he's Tony Bennett's guitar player for many, many years. I mean, right here under our noses. Who knew?
Cool.
For a quarter century, basically, he was playing in Tony Bennett's quartet. And then we'll close off that series with 2 works by 2 living American composers, Paul Schoenfield and Valerie Coleman, who's a real star right now.
You know, Robert, one of the things that has always impressed me about you is that you have this passion for the history of music. And as we celebrate the 4th of July today, I'd just like to have you share with us your own personal reflection about what does the 4th of July mean to you from a musical context.
Sure. You know, I think like any holiday, you know, music plays an important part. Music is the soundtrack of our lives. And so when we think about 4th of July, I don't know about you, but one of the first things I think about is the patriotic music that goes with the 4th of July. You know, just on my car ride here, I was listening to a piano arrangement of John Philip Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever. I mean, what would the 4th of July be without Stars and Stripes Forever? So for me, it always goes back to music. It goes back to composers like John Philip Sousa, but also composers like Aaron Copland, George Gershwin, you know, these great American composers that really gave us our American musical vernacular. And I think that the 4th of July is just one opportunity to recognize and celebrate that.
Who is your favorite? Because I have a favorite, but I'm like a very basic music person. So like my favorite is like obviously like Lin-Manuel Miranda, but like, you know, but who's yours? You're very knowledgeable. So.
Favorite composer. It is very hard to pick one composer, but I'll tell you a composer that I've been listening to a lot, and I'll tie it back to the Evenings Under the Stars series, is Antonin Dvorak. So Dvorak is was a Czech composer who came to the United States in the late 19th century, and he came here and he really immersed himself in the American musical culture, in folk music, in the African American spiritual, and really brought it back to Europe and sort of imported or exported, depending how you look at it, this sort of American musical sound into his European style of writing from his time in New York, but also his time spent in the Midwest. And the reason that that's important when you look at our series coming up is the other big piece that we'll be presenting on this program is his Symphony Number 9, which is affectionately titled Symphony from the New World.
See, it sounds so smart when he says it. I'm just like, I like the rap music. I like singing it in my car. Wicked. I love Wicked. Very basic.
As long as you love music.
Yeah, that's all I listen to. That and true crime podcasts. I drive my family members nuts when I'm driving.
Robert, it has been great visiting with you here this morning, and again, I am so looking forward to working with you and the entire community of the South Shore Conservatory, and literally less than a week here coming up.
Yes, yes.
Very excited. I look forward to seeing you again. I'm probably going to see you like in 2 days. I feel like I see you all the time.
we love working with Harbor Media, and we're so grateful for our partnership with you guys. So thank you for all that you do in support of the conservatory. Kaylee, Joe, thanks for having me on this morning.
No problem.
Happy 4th.
Happy
4th to you as well.
Bye now.
Okay.
Bye. Wow, that was awesome. I love music. I feel a little, not dumber, but just hearing his music, I'm just like, oh. Not like my music taste. So next we have Jen Benham, who is the secretary of the Hingham School Committee. So as we wait for her to get set up, Joe, what have you done recently? Because I know we haven't seen you in a while. Have you lived life to the greatest of ease?
Well, I'll tell you, Kaylee, I've been relatively busy doing a number of different projects, and of course, as you've heard Robert share, coming up here, I will be one of 3 narrators for The Dream Lives On. But in addition to that, I'm also working on looking at a short documentary exploring health disparities. We realized during this pandemic here that there were a number of communities that unfortunately were not as fortunate as others as they sort of traversed the trials and tribulations of COVID. And so it was an eye-opening, waking experience. Mm-hmm. And so we're kind of going around and documenting some of those things.
That's
so
awesome.
That's one of the projects that I'm working on right now.
Even retired, you're still busy.
It's always about staying busy.
Never.
Well, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Let you get all settled in here.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
No problem.
Jen Benham, Secretary of the School Committee for Hingham Public Schools.
Yes.
It's great to have you here this morning, and happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
So, how's it going for you, and what does the 4th of July represent for you?
It's going well, and the 4th of July, you know, it represents for me. It's the highlight of the summer. It's a day, you know, where we can get together with our friends and our family, and you know, there's great food and you know, great weather, beautiful day today.
Excellent.
And you know, and I think, and my favorite part of the day is the parade. I guess I'm biased. Hingham does a really great parade.
They do. My favorite is the potato salad.
One of the things that I've always noticed as we have our traditional Hingham parade is the number of floats representing our school children.
Yes,
which is
absolutely.
Really great. Great
yeah, it is
sports
great.
teams
It is
and
great.
Others.
It's so great to see them out there.
So let's talk about your work with the school committee.
Sure.
And what actually goes on there as it relates to the role that you play.
Sure. You know, as being on the school committee, it's a tough and but it's a rewarding job, and we're very busy. You know, in addition to our regular Monday night meetings that we have, we are attending a lot of other meetings. You know, our subcommittee meetings. We are liaisons to the PTOs and the school councils, and then other organizations within town. And then we're attending meetings on advisory committee. Sometimes we attend the select board meetings. And then separate from all the meetings that we're attending, we're doing a lot of prep work. before our meetings to, we need to make sure that we're really informed with all the issues that are coming before us, so that when we do sit down as a collective group, there's 7 of us, is to really deliberate and discuss and come to a consensus on decisions. So I guess you could say that we have a lot of meetings and we have a lot of homework.
You do have a lot of meetings. What are some of the big goals for the next upcoming school year for the Hingham School Committee?
Well, we've had a really busy year, and we haven't formalized our goals for this upcoming year. But I can tell you about our past goals from this past year, if you like.
Sure.
We were to hire the superintendent, and we did that. And Dr. Margaret Adams just formally started last week. Another goal was to complete the budget task force. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my S words. We completed the strategic plan, which we just finished, and then we also had one of our school committee members, Nez Carenti, participated in the sustainable budget plan within the town, which also focuses on the education needs. And then finally, we continued to focus on equity within the district.
That's great. It's funny, when you guys were interviewing for those previous years, when I heard Dr. Mayessa's name, he was my superintendent in Plymouth.
Oh.
So I was like, this guy's going to win.
Yeah.
There's no way.
He was a great interim.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss him.
Oh, yeah. And then all my parents, talking about if the school was going to be closed for snow, just popped in my head. I'm like, oh, my God.
I'm sure there's a lot of energy in the school district as our children return to the classrooms, return to the normal school activities, including after-school activities. And we'd love to have you share a little bit more about that.
About after-school activities?
Yes.
So yes, a lot of our elementary schools.
We'll let this truck pass.
So a lot of our elementary schools, they have enrichment programs through that a lot of the PTOs support for after school, and then the middle school and the high school, they have a lot of after school activities. There's sports, there's drama, there's a wide variety of activities. We're very excited that we've just hired a new fine arts director to they're keen in on those interests. So yeah,
so there's
it's
a
exciting.
sense of returning to
Absolutely,
to
absolutely.
Good.
It's great to see. I have 3 kids in the district, and it's really wonderful to see.
Good. So talking about a little more about the 4th and the parade, out of all of the floats that the Hingham Public School students are in, what's your favorite? It's okay, you can tell us.
Oh, that's tough.
I mean,
I
I
mean-
got a favorite. I don't know if I can say it.
I mean, there's the snap float. There's the dare float. There is, gosh, there's just so many. I can't
the
think
dare
of them
float.
all.
To
Yes.
see my buddy Rob Ramsey.
absolutely.
Rob Ramsey, Cops and Kids on Harbor Media's HD channels, Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. Him and Tom Ford. I always see him wave. Yeah. Also the I saw when I was looking through the lineup, Cabaret, the Cabaret Club. Do you guys do that at all? They're doing a Little Mermaid show. I'm very excited.
I believe there might be something related to the middle school with Mofish,
it's the middle school.
but I'm not
High school.
completely sure on that one.
Yeah, I'm just naming off fun
yes.
little highlights that I remember seeing. Yeah. So what do you have plans for after? What are your other plans for the 4th?
What for my plans for the 4th?
Just normal.
Well,
family time.
I'm going to walk the parade, hopefully.
You're in the parade?
Yes, I'm going to walk the
See,
parade.
I didn't know that.
And then I have one of my children is in the parade as well, so I'll have to find her at the end of the parade. And then I have a couple parties that I'll attend, and then we'll probably relax at home with just my immediate family.
That's great. See, another person we can wave to, Joe.
There
All
you
the
go.
people we can wave to. Hopefully they see us.
I'm looking forward to it as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great
Thank you so much
4th
for
of
having
July.
me. Happy 4th of July.
And happy 4th of July.
Happy
All right.
4th of July.
Take care.
Yeah. That was great. I love learning about local, hyper-local
Oh my God.
committees. I never know anything, so it's always great to learn.
And I just have to say that on behalf of the parents here in our community of Hingham, how excited they are to have their children get back engaged in after-school activities and the like. So that's really great stuff that our community is embracing here. Is our kids are
Yeah.
back in school, back in regular classes, back in their regular school-based activities,
Reading them
during
books.
and after.
Getting some knowledge, always fun. So while we wait for our next guest, why don't we talk about the theme this year? History happens here. I gotta say, I'm shocked that this theme has not been here before.
Really?
Hingham is loves their history. I love Hingham's history. It's so much fun to learn. I finally, when I read it, I'm like, finally, some history. Because, I mean, we're right across the street from Hingham Historical Society. Our friend Deirdre, who is the executive director of the Hingham Historical Society, was named Hinghamite of the Year this year. I think it's a new thing that the Hingham Anchor is doing, and I'm very excited. She's going to be in the parade, and I can't wait to see her.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to waving to Deirdre as she goes by, and I think that's a great honor for her. She's worked so hard during the years stewarding some of this great work that the Historical Society is doing.
Yeah. Do you have any fun? Well, you also do. You do a show called History Abode with Harbor Media. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that coincides with the history?
Absolutely. It's a great program, History Abode, that is produced by Elizabeth Bings, and she does some really great work there. Elizabeth has done a number of projects that I've actually collaborated with her on, including the old skate house that was taken away. And we're going to take a moment to pivot. And Michelle Balconi, who is our executive director of Hingham Harbor Media. And I'm getting a little tongue twisted here. I'm going to take a sip of water.
That's okay. You take the time that you need.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, guys. I just wanted to let you know you're doing a great job.
Oh, thanks.
We have a gorgeous day.
Yes.
And if you guys will allow me, you guys know I love to educate the community on.
I love listening to you talk.
Thank you.
I always listen to her talk.
Thank you. I want to educate the community on community media. I want to let everyone know who Harbor Media is and what we do. And it's a great segue for our next guest, who is on a committee in the town of Hingham that oversees Harbor Media's funding. So community media is funded through cable fees. So anyone in the town of Hingham that has a Comcast or a Verizon subscription, there is a small franchise fee on your bill. Those are restricted funds. So restricted means they can only be spent in one way, and this is how, for community media. So with community media, really think about three categories. Public content, that's content videos that the community wants to produce. We work with Hingham Net Zero, Hingham Pride Project, Hingham Unity Council, and a host of others who create their own programming and share their own messages using cameras and the channels for Harbor Media to spread their message. You had Robert Chinante from South Shore Conservatory, great example of working with Harbor Media in a public content capacity. We also work on education and government. So we work with the schools, and then of course we film the important select board meetings, school committee meetings, and advisory council, etc. So I really welcome the opportunity for people in the community to come to our TV studio. We have a TV studio, lights, camera, action. We have a working kitchen that you could film cooking shows. We've done recycling shows. So Joe and Kaylee know this because they work in the studio, and I just wanted to take a minute to let our community know that we welcome working with you. And the next guest you're going to hear from, Dave Jones, serves on the Hingham Cable Advisory Committee. They oversee community media funding for the town of Hingham. Those are restricted funds. They can only be spent on community media. And Dave will talk a little bit about that. He's been on the cable committee for years, and they're looking to grow their committee. So he's going to explain a little about that, and then hopefully attract some people in the community to step into some of these roles.
That's great. And our studio is actually located at 35 Pond Park Road at Suite 8. And if you guys would like to volunteer, you can email me at kayleeg@harbormedia.org. We actually have a star volunteer, Esther, here today. So you guys can volunteer anyway if you're into cameras. You can teach with that if you're in editing, if you're into script writing. We have videos, and it's just a fun time. It's just a fun environment.
It's fun, and one of the things that maybe Dave will talk about, it, the cable committee negotiated with Comcast and Verizon for high-definition channels. So Harbor Media has high-definition channels, otherwise known as HD. That's 1072 on Comcast, and Verizon 2131. So with that, I'll let the professionals take their show back.
We'll try.
And then Dave is waiting in the rings.
Great. Thanks,
Michelle,
Michelle.
thank you for
Okay.
visiting with us. Outstanding. You know, Kaylee, it dawns on me that it was around 2018 when you and I first worked together on a public service announcement at Wampatuck State Park.
Yes.
And I came to connect with Harbor Media as a volunteer. So I just want to put it out there to anyone that's sitting there contemplating how does one get involved. Just come on out to the studio at 35 Pond Park Drive as suite number 9, is it? 8. And look for Harbor Media, and Kaylee and the rest of the team would more than happy to welcome you in.
It's funny, Joe, now that I think about it, we actually started, I think I started working at Harbor Media like 2 days before I met you. So we literally started from the bottom, now we're here. Because, I mean, we did those PSAs together.
Yes, we did.
And then I remember that PSA very well because there's footage, there's very old footage of me talking to a resident who I wanted to make sure they'd be okay if they walked in camera, and their dog jumped on me.
I do remember when
Yep,
that dog
the dog jumped on me, and he said, "Don't worry, he's known to break jaws." And I said, "Oh, this is fun. This is great." But yeah, and then our actually first parade together, we walked around the parade and got interviews with residents. We didn't even help with the parade coverage. We just walked around.
We survived it.
We did.
Well, joining us now is Dave Jones, chair of the Cable Advisory Committee.
Yep.
Welcome, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hey.
How you doing? I love your outfit. I love the colors. Looks very flattering on you.
Yeah. Well, this was from I ran the I rode the Alzheimer's ride to end Alzheimer's up in New Hampshire. So
Oh, wow. That's
I
awesome.
managed to do 15 miles. So you know.
So much more than I can. I can barely do a mile.
Dave, let's talk about the Cable Advisory
Sure.
Committee and tell us about the purpose of this Cable Advisory Committee and the work that you're engaged in.
Okay. The originally when the town wanted to set up someone to manage the our cable access channels, the Cable Advisory Committee was pivotal in putting together, you know, Harbor Media and and everything that went behind, setting up a nonprofit, because we had to bring that whole setup to the select board. So the original CAC was set up just to do that. Got it together, and now what you see now is the result of all that work. Now, what we do now is the advisory committee handles the contracts that we have, the licenses we have with Comcast and Verizon. And our two, I thought, our two biggest accomplishments was we now have HD on both channels.
That's right.
Which was a big deal.
It was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun to do.
It was very interesting that the cable companies really were dragging the feet on HD, but we kept plugging, and so we got it done. And the last license we're working on now is we're working on the Verizon license, and that'll be renewed in probably August of next year.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like 2 weeks ago we had that big ascertainment hearing and all that stuff. Already,
Yep.
we got to do it again.
Yep. And then my other, what else we do? We also hire a lawyer that works with us. So we have a lawyer under contract that helps us with because you don't want us putting together the actual contract. So we contract with a lawyer to help us with the verbiage for both the licenses for Comcast and Verizon. And we meet like once a month.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the 4th. You actually just ran the road race.
Yes, I did.
How'd you do?
Yes, I did. This
Yeah.
was my 12th time doing it. Shuffling. I call it shuffling down Main Street. It takes me. I do about 14-minute miles.
Well, congratulations on your finish.
Yeah, it was more stroll walk than it was anything
That's
else.
not a bad thing. I give you props. I can barely run to get coffee. So that's great.
the ALZ show.
So tell us about the ALZ show.
Well, I'm the two nonprofits that we're involved with, my family is involved with, is the Alzheimer's Association and the South Shore Conservatory, which you just had Robert on.
Yes.
My wife served on the board for the conservatory, and she is now chairman of the board for the Mass New Hampshire Alzheimer's Association. And we've been involved with them for about 15 years.
That's great. I love the interviews you do that air on Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131.
Good plug. Good
Thank
plug.
you. Thank you. I try.
So we we obviously do fundraisers. The two big fundraisers is I personally do the ride, and then the whole family does the walk to end Alzheimer's, which
Yeah.
is coming up in October, and that's on the Cambridge side of Boston.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing the ALZ show?
Well, I don't know if it's a show.
It's good. It should be a show. It should
I've
be
been
a show.
doing PSAs for the Alzheimer's for about a year and a half, but it's not really regularly. But it's each time they have a fundraiser that comes up, like the ride or the longest day. I do a PSA with somebody and and put it on our air.
Yeah, you also give us a lot of content. Harbor Media takes contributed content, which anyone from the community can come and give me shows, and I'll put them on the channel.
Yes.
Make them look real nice. You did my favorite during COVID.
Yeah.
Was it grape juice?
Yeah, the grape. The
Was jelly?
Michelle's showing me this sign that says the Grape Show. I have I actually live just up the street here. Across the front porch, there's a grapevine. It's Concord grape. And it's kind of nostalgic because it's actually a cutting from my mother's original in Quincy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she gave me a little about this big, and now it goes all the way across the porch. But long story short, I get a real good harvest of Concord grapes and make jelly out of it.
That's fun.
And then I posted on our channels how I make the jelly.
Oh yeah, it was always fun. It was a great way to laugh during the
Yeah.
pandemic. Because I think you sent it to me during lockdown, so I'm like, oh, thank God.
Something to do, yeah.
Something for me to do, something for me to laugh at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I was going to plug for the town, anyone can do something. You don't have to be, a video producer. You don't have to be, super, composed or whatever. You can get your stuff on the channel. These guys will help you do it. We have all the equipment. Obviously, we have a studio, green screens, the whole deal.
Yep.
So definitely take advantage of it, especially now that you can see yourself in glorious HD.
Glorious.
And
You can
those
see
channel numbers are again?
1072, Verizon 2131.
There you go. See.
It's like a song at this point. I always say it in the same rhythm too. I can't help it.
I only plug it because when I talk to new people in town and we say, we have cable access, the very first question they ask me is, what are the channel numbers?
Yep. Yep, those are the stars.
Yeah, this is,
Yeah.
Where is it, and then I have to, they said, no, and do you have Comcast or Verizon? So, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. And we also have a video on demand.
Yes.
Which is fun on our website, www.harbormedia.org.
Yes.
I designed it myself. It's very beautiful. It's nice and blue. Apparently we all love blue.
Yep.
A lot of blue.
Yep. And actually, another thing about our cable access is that all the select board meetings, my meetings, since I've been doing Zoom, which has been really easy, are all been recorded. They're on the website. You have them in the rotation, I assume, someplace, and so you don't have to go right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Dave, thank you so much for joining us today.
Sure.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add? I believe, are you taking new committee members?
Yes.
Right?
I'm making a little plug here that we are looking for more members to serve on the committee. The maximum number on our committee is 9. I think we have about 4 now. How do I join a committee? You go to the town website. You probably can put the URL at the end. You fill out a talent form. The talent form goes into the town, and then they interview all applicants and assign to committees. So definitely get involved if you want to understand, how we manage cable access in Hingham. My committee is the best way to do it. We're reasonable people to get along with, so
Yeah, you're always a good time.
Yeah.
I always like talking to Dave.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Dave.
Sure.
Yeah, have a great 4th. What are your plans for the 4th?
What's that?
What are your plans for the 4th?
Right now, I'm going to go up the hill and we're going to have a barbecue.
I'm jealous.
This is Americana, boys and girls. I tell you,
Eat
Americana.
them cheeseburgers. I'm very jealous.
Yeah.
I had a lot of cheeseburgers last
Good
night.
seeing Joe again.
Yeah.
Dave, it's
Good
great
seeing
to see you,
Yeah.
and we want to thank you and all the members of the Cable Advisory Committee for the great
Thanks.
work you do on behalf of Harbor Media.
Thanks. Fill out that talent form. Apply.
Help him.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Bye, Dave.
Bye.
Well, we are getting at that point, I think.
It's getting close.
It's getting
We're
close. I'm
close.
excited. Joe, this is my first hosting, basically ever. Live
Well,
hosting.
you are going to be in for a treat, especially as when this parade starts down Main Street here and you begin to see the floats, the parades. I'm looking forward to seeing so many familiar floats and displays. And in particular, the Shriner Clowns, hopefully they're going to be here as planned, as scheduled.
I hope they're not creepy. I'm not really the biggest fan of clowns.
No, they're all fun. I mean, who
Okay.
doesn't love a clown?
I don't love clowns.
You know, I got to go back to Dave's comment about growing grapes and making, you know, the jelly. It dawned on me, someone said that grape jelly is a favorite of Baltimore Orioles.
Really?
Yeah, that
didn't
like
know
you
that.
kind of like put out a little tray of some sort of grape jelly. The Orioles just go to it like bees to honey.
It's
just
like how
amazing.
Boston is with fluff. Only Boston loves fluff. You can never find anywhere besides Massachusetts with fluff.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Do I hear bells in the background?
Yes, I believe that is Old Ship Church.
And it is chiming the time. I
Yes,
believe.
it
It's
is.
a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
It rings up and down the street here. It's just, and this, I just can't get over just how beautiful this weather is today. It's
I know.
absolutely fantastic.
This street is truly like none other I've ever seen in Massachusetts or in different parts of the country that I've been. I mean, just looking back here, and I see the giant flag floating or being hung. I don't really know what it is. And then at Loring Hall, saying a Happy Independence Day. It's just such a good feeling.
And you know what also is really cool to see is the families that line up on the street in their chairs, and oftentimes you'll see several generations of families.
I
you
know. I saw people here when I got here. I got here at 6. And I'm
I
just like, oh.
recall Marianne Blackmer might have said that you might miss coming home for Christmas, but you're always sure to come home for the 4th of July in Hingham. And I really believe that to be the case as we see all the people coming in assembling.
Absolutely. It's truly a sight. What are your favorite memories from the 4th of July growing up?
Gosh. Well, one of my favorite memories from the 4th of July is that there was 3 generations that had run in the annual 4th of July parade road race. And what was so profound of those was that the grandfather had just recovered from some heart surgery. And so his son and grandson, they all came to be sure to run with their grandfather. And that was such a touching moment.
Yeah, mine's kind of funny. I think I mentioned this to Joan, but I don't think we're alive yet. My favorite memory, and it still happens to this day, and my grandparents are probably watching this. Hi, guys. My favorite memory is when I was little. My grandparents would come to it's not Hingham, but the Plymouth fireworks that are every year on the 4th, and they're in downtown where the waterfront is. And every year, I think for like 40 years, my grandparents are there at 8 a.m., the same spot, and they're there the entire day. And I don't show up there until maybe like 7. And when the first firework kind of blows, my grandfather will take a like early 2000 boombox. Like, what's that movie with John Cusack? And he like holds it up. Do you know that movie?
Oh,
It was an
right
80s
now,
movie.
I know what you're talking about, and it escapes me right now.
Yeah, but he holds it and he sings, and it sings like God Bless America, and it's not like a normal God Bless America. It's like a 1980s God Bless America, and it's full force. Like everyone can hear it, and then you always just see me and my cousins just hiding their face. And then last year, I wasn't in Plymouth last year, but last year my best friend called me, and the music was playing, and I said, "Are you next to him?" And she's like, "No, but I knew you'd think I was." So that's always my favorite. That's always it's fun. It's a fun story to tell, but it's always a moment I'll always hold place good in my heart.
Well, Kaylee, it's been real pleasure here doing the pre-parade.
Yeah, it's fun.
interviews with
I hope I'm
you.
doing
It's been
good. I hope I'm doing
wonderful.
okay. If I'm not, lie to me and say I'm doing good.
You are doing just fine.
Thank
And
you.
I just want to get in another special thank you to our major sponsors that makes this possible. Again, we want to give a great shout out to our community partners, AZ Studios, Mass General Brigham, South Shore Conservatory, Sport Tobin Taking a Toke. We are Harbor Media's Community Media Center.
Yes, stay tuned as we await to the festivities organized by the Hingham 4th of July Parade Committee and brought to you live by us, Harbor Media, on YouTube and our HD channels, Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. Did you see the little rhythm? I still do it. This feed is brought to you by our community partner, AZ Studio.
And again, we want to thank our sponsors, AZ Studios. This is a live broadcast. Mass General Brigham, South Shore Conservatory, Sport Tobin Taking a Toke. These are the people, these are the organizations that are making this broadcast possible, and we thank you very much. And Kaylee, if you can take note, I see flashing lights.
Are they actually coming this time, Joe?
They are
Okay,
coming this
good
way.
job.
I see lots of blue flashing lights.
Yeah.
So, why sponsor?
Sponsoring with or being community partners, community supporters with Harbor Media, it helps a lot with our funding, and you get to see a lot of the community on TV. So if you're a community supporter, you can talk to our executive director if you're interested, Michelle Balcone, Michelle B at harbormedia.org, if you have any questions. But it's really a great time, and we love working with South Shore Conservatory, Sport Tobin Taking a Toke, and Mass General Brigham.
So we've got the Hingham Police Department that is leading this parade as they're making their way down Main Street.
Yes.
The red, white, and blue lines, again, we mentioned, were added to this parade route in 2010. This was for the 375th anniversary of Hingham.
Awesome.
And not many towns, as I said earlier, have these lines running down their Main Street.
I'm surprised not a lot of people would. This is worth it. Why wouldn't you want a red, white, and blue line in your parade?
So let's talk about the Hingham Police Department while we still have a moment before the sirens get right up on us here. So, for example, they have a Citizens Police Academy that was established in 1996.
Really?
Really?
I believe Dave Jones, the chair of our Cable Advisory Committee, who we talked to earlier, just graduated from the Police Citizens Academy.
It is the longest running police academy in the state here. And also, it serves as a model for other police departments around the Commonwealth. And again, this is Hingham's finest as we approach the viewing stand.
Dave Jones, the Hingham Chief of Police, will be here.
Ah.
They're usually in the beginning or the end. It's either if or.
Aha.
As they salute the crowd. Hi! Are you going to wave?
And let's give them a good wave, a great salute. I recognize a couple of them in the parade route here.
Awesome.
All right.
Hard job, hard job. Is it? Nope, not Gabriel.
There's Chief Jones.
Hi! See, just like I said, either the first one or the
Oh,
last
yeah.
one. You know,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
there's no in between.
And who is following the PD but
It's
none other
Uncle
than
Sam.
Uncle Sam. And to be an Uncle Sam, you have to be a grandparent. You got to have gray hair. And who is this fellow? George Ford.
George Ford. He's been an Uncle Sam since 1972.
This is his 16th year as Uncle Sam in this parade. That is absolutely fantastic.
That's great. Love those sirens. Hi. Hi. I see Aubrey. That put a smile on my face. Aubrey is the Hingham Public Schools support animal. I love her hat.
Look at the hat. I love the
She's
hat.
so happy. She's like, what is happening?
And here comes our Hingham Fire Department and the Mighty Quinn, as we call it. Look at the
Really?
size of that engine
That's
coming up here.
awesome. You know that Hingham Firehouse responds to over 2,000 calls a year.
You know, our fire department, they respond to over 2,000 calls a year.
I know, it's great.
And they, like the police, they also have a Citizens Fire Academy that was founded by Captain Rob Keyes, who's now retired.
That's awesome.
And this academy allows residents to see what it's like to be a firefighter.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
While we have a little break, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to our parade sponsors this year. And those parade sponsors are A.W. Perry, Hingham Institution for Savings, Kate Johnson, McCusker Gill Incorporated, Dunkin' Donuts, the Hingham Fruit Center, Richardson Insurance, Turner Custom Building, Tracy Environmental Consulting, South Shore Country Club, Raphael's Greenside Grill, Hingham Jewelers, Talbot's, Color Max, Wahlburgers, Hingham Rotary, Falconry Construction, Doran, Toshio, and Morgan PC, Michael Handren Remodeling, the Whitney Gordon's Jewelers, Hingham Department of Public Works, Hingham Firefighters Association, Hingham Municipal Light Plant, HPD, Weather Vane Companies, LaRusso, Bristol Stone, Plymouth Quarries, and The Range Bar and Grill. A lot of sponsors this year.
There's
That's
a lot of
great.
sponsors this
That's
year.
fantastic.
And you know, one of my favorite places, of course, is the South Shore Country Club. We actually did a segment on the South Shore Country Club a couple of years back.
Yes, and we did a more recent one, I believe, for their 100th anniversary.
Their 100th anniversary.
I think it was their
Wow.
100th.
I hear drums.
Oh, man. First band. I'm so excited.
They are. It's coming. That, you know, when you hear the drums, the kids get really excited.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, and musket fire.
Mm-hmm.
See, now we have the authentic sounds of the parade.
Yes.
That's what we want to hear.
You know, every time I hear the big boom of the parade, I think of my little brother who, poor guy, was scared of fireworks yesterday, and I just thought, I'm glad he's not here.
I believe that we've got a couple of groups coming here as they're approaching, one of which is the VFW Police Color Guard had actually passed by already, but coming up next is the Commonwealth Pipes and Drums.
Awesome.
That's what we're hearing as they approach. Let's give them a listen.
And right behind them are our elected officials, I can see. I love bagpipes. I don't know how to use them, but I love them. And right behind them, as you can see, are elected officials. Hi, I see Liz Klein, Chair Bill Ramsey, Joe Fisher. Hi, guys. Oh, there's Michael Puzo, Joan Moschino. Hi, we just talked to her earlier during our
And
pre-show.
Senator Patrick O'Connor just went by as well.
Ah.
This is the Hingham Militia that's now approaching. They've been honoring the town's history since 1637. This is a nonprofit organization that's in town, and they are doing some great work. Part of the Memorial Day festivities, Veterans Day, St. Patrick's Day, President's Day service, and of course the Battle of Grape Island. He's getting ready to fire again. I can see him loading up.
Oh,
Get ready.
preparing. Oh, we missed it.
Here's my good friend. A couple of people I know in the militia.
And you can actually see one of the Hingham Militia on the Battle of Grape Island highlight that Harbor Media created on Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. You can find airtimes on our video on demand.
Absolutely. Another one of our sponsors, promoters here. Hingham Veterans is coming up next.
You know, I heard a rumor that one of our pals, Bob Fournier, might be over here.
Ah.
Let's see if we can spot him. Bob Fournier is a beloved Hingham resident, and he has worked with Harbor Media since the very beginning.
And Henry Jack Rayburn is Veteran of the Year this year.
Fantastic.
The Veteran of the Year goes to a Hingham veteran that is very active in the community, as well as with veteran services. So again, a hearty congratulations to Henry Jack Rayburn, our Veteran of the Year.
You earned it, Henry. Oh, there's Bob. Hi, Bob. Oh, he didn't see me.
You know, they even have Linden Ponds veterans that march in this parade,
That's great.
which is really cool.
Yes, I believe the group from Lynn Ponds was made about 14, 15 years ago, so they have always been in the parade, which is amazing.
Here come our cars.
Little buggies.
Again, some of our veterans.
Hi. Nice to see you all. Hi. Oh, he knew you. See, just like that. I love working in this community. People recognize us. I recognize them. They recognize Joe. It's always a good time.
Some of these great vintage vehicles that are coming through. That's really cool.
It's always fun. Oh, you've got the cigar ready. I love it.
Oh, that's a really fancy looking car right there,
Love
huh?
it.
Really nice.
Look at all the Jeeps. Oh, there's no white one. I was going to say, red, white, and blue, but there's no white. That's awesome, though.
That is really dressed up. Look at the lights on that one.
Love it.
And then, you know, following the cars, we've got our Hingham Youth Football coming up.
Yes. They were actually 4th grade Super Bowl champions this year.
Look at the trophies they're carrying.
It's
wow.
great. Congratulations, guys.
They are Super Bowl champions. The 4th grade Super Bowl champs will be celebrating their win alongside the whole of the Hingham Youth Football. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
Outstanding.
And a quick note, Hingham Youth Football would not run without their dedicated volunteers. Volunteers are amazing.
Here come the 4th grade Super Bowl champs.
All in their jerseys.
Look at them. Ah, they got their jerseys. Look at them.
With their sunglasses, awesome. See, they know.
Look
they
at the
won.
size of the trophy he's carrying. It's bigger than he is.
The victory walk is great. I love it.
Now we've got our familiar unicyclist. This is Jonah Balin.
He is from Portland, Maine. Hi.
And he's got a lot of experience riding in parades. Look
Good
at
job.
Jonah Balin from Portland, Maine, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
A lot of people come here for the Hingham 4th of July. From all across the world.
He's going to perform a stunt.
Oh, is it
Go,
gonna be-
up,
so close.
up.
I couldn't do that, so I still give him props. I can barely ride a two-wheel bicycle.
And again, it's all about having experience performing in
And
parades.
confidence. Just look at him. That's okay. That's okay.
The trick is to be able to toss it at the right height at the right time
And
so you can catch
you
it.
can't stop.
No, you can't stop.
And you can't. Yay!
Jonah Balin. Nice job.
Oh, look at the buggies.
Well, we have a little bit of a break before we have a drum and bugle corps coming up. It's been a real nice, familiar sight to see our elected officials go by, to see our local fife and drum.
Yes.
And again, we are live on HD, what are our channels, Kaylee?
Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. Yeah, it was great seeing Liz Klein, Phil Ramsey, Joe Fisher. They're all great people.
Can you hear it?
I hear the drums.
This is the Crusaders, Senior Drum and Bugle Corps of Boston. This is a senior corps. The minimum age to be eligible for membership is 21. And membership in the Crusaders Senior Corps is not limited to alumni of the Boston Crusaders Drum and Bugle Corps. Current members come from various groups, drum corps, and high school bands, large and small.
Great. Love the flags. I'm a sucker for a good flag. as these people. I'm not that good, but. And a quick note, thank you to everyone who's watching live on our YouTube channel and on our HD channels, Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131.
That was pretty impressive there. Let's do that schedule again, Kaylee.
Well, actually, I wanted to take a quick note about something cool that Harbor Media does while we have a little break. Did you know that Harbor Media has an actual live television schedule on our video on demand?
I did not know that.
You didn't? No. It's so whenever you want to find something on TV or you want to know what's on TV, just click on www.harbormedia.org/schedule and you will see it. And looking over to our right, we see the South Shore Country Club.
Yes, they're celebrating their 100 years.
Right.
That is fantastic.
I'm right. It doesn't happen
Look
very
at
often.
that. South Shore Country Club and the Hingham High School swim team are combining efforts this year to celebrate the club's 100th anniversary with a look to the bright future of golf and swimming in Hingham with the recent approval of the new town pool to be located at the South Shore Country Club. Congratulations, Hingham, on passing construction of a new swimming pool. That's fantastic.
I love the buckets. A great to Bucket Town. Here comes the Hingham swim team. Oh, 2022 season record holders. Hi guys. Congratulations on being season record holders. Love the floaties. You need floaties. Now we have the Commission on Disabilities.
This commission has been up and running now for a year and a half, and it's been able to advocate for several improvements in town, such as a fully accessible wheelchair parking spot downtown and new wheelchair accessible benches near the waterfront.
Yeah, another great addition would that be closed captioning. Harbor Media has closed captioning on our HD channels, Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131.
You know, the commission is here to help anyone in Hingham with a disability, so please reach out and be part of the solution.
Yes, please do. I see the button winner. This year's 2022 button winner was Lauren. She, like I said in the pre-show, focused her button on Bucket Town, which is a calling that Hingham used to be called because they literally made a lot of buckets, which is very cool. The button winner this year highlights Bucketown, which honors the fact that Hingham was actually the woodenware capital of the colonies in the country for over half a century.
And you know, the proceeds from that button actually goes to help offset, you know, some of the costs to put on this type of parade every year.
My mother would love those buckets. She loves buckets. She loves picnic baskets. Those would be all over our house if she was here. Bucket is also the logo for South Shore Country Club. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Got a nice car.
You know, some interesting facts about Hingham. Hingham was named after Hingham in Norfolk, England, and it was first settled by English colonists in 1633.
I commend you for saying that county right because I was scared I wasn't going to say it right.
And did you know that our very own Michelle Balcone's ancestors were included in this group? Her relatives.
Yes, a house is actually framed in the Historical Society on the third floor. I was with her when she saw it, and she cried. She was so happy.
Yeah, her John and Mary Folsom, her relatives. That is absolutely outstanding.
And it's crazy because she's not from Massachusetts. She's from Florida.
That's all right. She's claiming connection, and that's all that counts. They actually came over on the ship Diligent in 1638. That's how far back Michelle's roots go to Hingham.
Imagine being on one of those boats. I can barely fly.
But you know, another interesting fact is that Hingham was originally known as Bear Cove.
Oh, like Bear Cove Park?
The town was incorporated in 1635 and was renamed Hingham. And originally, the town included Cohasset. I didn't know that, but it was separated in 1770.
That's awesome. Here are the Hingham Women's Club. Let the women do the work. Yes. Hingham Women's Club has been around the community since 1940, and each year they raise over $25,000 to support scholarships, assistance with food insecurity, and homelessness.
Now, that's really important.
Yes. Look at Santa. They are celebrating their Festival of the Trees, which happens in December, right actually where we're standing. Christmas in July.
And you know, coming up next are the Grand Marshals.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this year's Grand Marshal, Linda Kush, is the Grand Marshal. Harbor Media spoke with her.
In May, you can see that interview on Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. A quick, really cool fact that I learned is she was nominated by her kids.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
And look at her, she's leaning on a bucket. That's pretty
I
cool.
wonder if that's her kids driving. That'd be cool. That'd be cute. Oh, look at the buckets. Oh, this kid is sleeping. You are sleeping through the parade and you're walking in it. That's okay. He needs a nap. Everyone needs a nap once in a while.
That's right. Coming up soon will be our Hingham Arts Alliance.
Wow.
The Arts Alliance has portraits and pieces of artwork from Hingham artists who have passed. And they have young musicians to represent the future. And they'll also have current artists singing and dancing to represent the present.
Yes, and this float actually won Hingham Most Beautiful Float this year. I'm excited to see it. HHS Drama presents The Music Man, December 2022. I would go see that. I will be there.
Again, that's the Hingham High School doing a Music Man production coming up in December of this year. And again, here comes the Hingham Arts Alliance float. It represents those artists who have passed. It has young musicians to represent the future, and of course, current artists who are singing and dancing to represent the present.
Look at the dog sculptures. Oh, they're making them on the float. That's awesome. Hi. Cartwheels. Imagine how hot the pavement must be. Their poor hands.
And then we have our stilt walkers who are coming. Sherry O'Brien is one of the stilt walkers.
I always wonder how actually tall they are. It's kind of like the Kardashians. Like, you think the Kardashians are really tall, but they're my height.
I mean, when you see how they strap themselves into those stilts, it's not an
So
easy
much
task.
confidence.
Kind of get into it from a ladder.
Yeah. I love the red vest.
I hear a band off into the distance.
Yes, I believe the Situate Band is coming next.
Ah, the Situate Band.
But first, we're going to have the Clydesdale Wagon, an iconic part of this parade. And this year, it is sponsored by Hingham Snap and Hingham Anchor.
Ah,
The Snap and Hingham Anchor are proud to partner on this float. South Shore Snap provides recreation activities for South Shore students with special needs and strives to foster an environment that will provide sports and recreational activities for children and young adults and provide social interactions with coaches, peers, and mentors in their community. That's awesome.
and again, SNAP stands for South Shore Special Needs Assistance Program.
Athletic partnership.
Ah, I stand corrected.
That's okay, the
South
win-
Shore Special Needs Athletic Partnerships, SNAP.
Oh, we were both wrong, so it's okay. I said program, you said partnership. The wind was blowing in the banner. I'm blaming that.
The wind is blowing the banner.
The wind was blowing.
We'll blame it on the wind.
I'm really, oh, look at those horses. They're so beautiful.
Clydesdales.
Have you ever ridden a horse?
I've not had the pleasure of riding a Clydesdale. I don't know that I would want to.
Oh.
These Clydesdales, they give a nod to the historical times when horses were the primary mode of transportation in Hingham.
That's great. And a quick shout out to whoever is picking up that poop.
Hobby Knoll Stables of Duxbury, Mass. They've been participating in this Hingham Parade for many, many years.
Yeah.
And there's your pooper scooper.
Good job.
There you
Good
go.
job. Bravo to you. I couldn't do it. I can barely handle my dog.
I see the 7th Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps coming on. Let's give a listen.
Did you know they were founded in 2002?
They're a registered nonprofit.
Wow. Up next, I think it's the Hingham Youth Hockey. The Hingham Youth Hockey boys and girls made history again this year by recently winning the prestigious Town Cup tournament.
Wow. This is the Might A.
Might A, wow. Oh, look at their bandanas. Hi. Congratulations.
They made history again by winning that prestigious Town Cup tournament. That
Good
is
for
something
them.
else.
Yeah, good for them. I think we might have a little bit of a break coming up.
You know, again, it's always nice to just see some really great displays, the floats, our young people who are participating in our parade every year.
Yeah, and another great thing about Hingham is, again, its history. Did you know Old Ship Church, which is right down the street, is the oldest functioning church in the country?
Really?
Yes.
And why do you suppose they call it Old Ship? I was told, and I don't know if this is fact, but I want to tend to believe it. If you've ever sat in the sanctuary of Old Ship and you look up, the beams of the roof seem
great.
to resemble the ribs of a ship.
That's great. I believe next are the Hingham Girls Youth Champs. And they won Most Patriotic Float. I am excited to see it.
This is girls hockey, Hingham Girls Youth Hockey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great. Congratulations. Oh, they all have the H for Hingham. Make some noise.
The first ever all-girls hockey team to ever win the Lobster Pot Hockey Tournament, which has been around for 25 years.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
And then coming up next is the Hingham Youth Hockey, the boys.
Yes, Bantam B.
Yeah, Bantam B, South Shore Conference champs this year.
Yes.
They're wearing their red, white, and blue hockey jerseys, decorated in their traditional July 4 decorations.
Is that
That's
an
pretty
eagle?
cool.
I can't see. Oh, yep, it's an eagle right there. Little eagle onesie. That's cute. Wow.
So you got Bantam B and Bantam A state champs.
Bantam A. Wow, so much. Good job, Hingham Hockey. Here is our Hinghamite of the Year, John Asher. Some of his contributions to the town have been significant since 2006 and is known for his outstanding support of veterans. Here comes Deirdre. Let's see if she sees us.
Deirdre Anderson, Hinghamite of the Year 2022.
2022.
She's a graduate of Hingham High School and is currently executive director of the Hingham Historical Society.
Oh, she works so hard. She is fantastic at her job. Hi, Deirdre. Say hi. Oh, she saw us. Oh, she said hi to me. Yes. Here is the Hingham Historical Society.
Including a stage horse-drawn carriage. Look at them dressed in their period attire.
That's awesome. Be a part of history with Hingham Historical Society. Ah, there's the buckets.
"100 years of the Historical Society."
Fantastic. And
Amazing.
they are celebrating also Old Ordinary. We actually work with the Historical Society a lot. A couple come to mind. Springham, I was there, which is an event they have annually. We air a lot of their presentations on Harbor Media's HD channels, Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. So if you ever want to see great historical topics, visit www.harbormedia.org/schedule.
And coming up next is the First Foot Guards, recreated British Regiment of the American War for Independence.
They have participated in reenactments and battles at historical sites and battle sites, primarily in Boston.
And following them is the 5th Massachusetts Battery Civil War Union Artillery reenactment.
That's awesome. That's great. Fantastic.
So what are some other interesting historical facts that we want to share with our listeners?
Something that I always think is pretty cool is that Samuel Lincoln, who is the first American ancestor of Abraham Lincoln, actually resided in Hingham from 1622 to 1690. Not to be confused with Benjamin Lincoln. They're not related. Some people get those confused, but it's engraved in my brain. I know which one's which.
I'm sure that has got to be part of the local history exam for our young students coming up in the school systems.
Mm-hmm. It'd be
I
a
hear
great
bagpipes.
test question in an exam.
Ah.
Yes. Did you know, a quick history fact, did you know Harbor Media has been around for 11 years?
Really?
11 years, yes. Wow. We celebrated our 10 last year in 2021.
New Hampshire Pipe and Drum Corps.
Wow.
Coming up. The Old Colony Highlanders Pipe Band.
I feel like that's probably one of the instruments I would like to learn about.
This one here, OCHPB, is a new multi-generational pipe band made up of experienced members organized for competition and performances. And it has been a #1 in Eastern U.S. competition for 7 years, Kaylee. Can you believe that?
That's
and
crazy.
one young member of
Fantastic.
this pipe band, one young member, is ranked in the top 3 of amateur pipers in North America.
That's great. Congratulations to them.
Let's give them a listen.
My best friend's coming, Officer Rob Ramsey.
Hingham Dare. Dare teaches the children of Hingham to make good choices by staying away from alcohol and drugs. And the children of today's Hingham are our future. And so when they grow up, we want them to be successful and famous, and this is where history starts.
Yes, Officer Ramsey and his best friend and coworker, Officer Tom Ford, have a show called Cops and Kids, and the show features students from Hingham Public Schools. Oh, he heard you, Joe. He saw you. Hi, Rob. Hi. Oh, he saw me. Thank
Happy
you.
4th.
They have a show called Cops and Kids on Harbor Media's HD channels, and you can see that on 1072 Verizon 2131.
Yes, let's catch our good
Oh,
friend,
okay.
Kristen Root, her videos on Harbor Media. I
Yes,
just
she
love watching
has-
her programs.
Hingham Cares has created a lot of great content recently that you can find on Comcast 1072 Verizon 2131. Here are the Girl Scouts.
Oh, the Girl Scouts.
Gave one of our team, two pieces of candy gave our team members. Thank you. I was a Girl Scout. Did you know that?
I could believe that.
Yeah, I wasn't for very long. But hopefully they have some extra cookies they can give us.
Well, this is a big turnout of our Hingham Girl
great.
Scouts, that's for sure. Look
That's
at the size
awesome.
of this group. Wow.
I don't see any cookies. But that's okay. I still love them. Still love Girl Scouts.
And coming up behind the Girl Scouts are the ponies and cart, the history of Hingham. 2 ponies with kids riding and golf cart decorated with historical themes of Hingham.
Oh, that's great. Oh, look at his cowboy boots. His poor feet. I love little ponies.
Look how decorated these ponies are.
I love miniature ponies. They look so cute. Hi. Love the patriotism. Great holiday for this. Great day for this.
And props again to our pooper scoopers who
Pooper
bring up
scoopers.
the rear.
You do what no one wants to do. Good for you.
Who do we have coming up here?
The barrel. The barrel, I believe, is a country store in Hingham Center.
I think this might be, is this the Northeast Italian band? There's another drum and bugle corps, fife and drum.
Yeah, they're coming. We'll see it.
All right.
We'll enjoy the music till they come. Old Colony Highlanders.
Old Colony Highlanders.
Here come the Boy Scouts. Here come the Hingham Boy Scouts. Hi. I love their uniforms. Pack 41. Hi.
Look at their badges. They're wearing their badges proudly.
They earned them. They should.
That's right.
Oh, I have that bag. I don't remember where I got it from, but I have that bag. Oh, he heard me. Hi. Cool. Hi.
Pack 41.
Happy 4th.
And the Cub Scouts, Pack 27.
Oh,
So
I
Boy
see a
Scouts and
juggler.
Cub Scouts.
Is that Henry? I think I see Henry the juggler. Great.
Henry the Juggler, alias Henry Lappin,
Mm-hmm.
is considered armed and legged and dangerous.
Yes. And I see the Kids Cabaret. Let's see what show they're putting on this year. Joe, they're putting on my favorite, Little Mermaid.
That is July
July
29 and 30. Yeah.
At Hingham High School,
Se-
7 p.m.
Repeat that again, Kaylee. I talked over you. I'm sorry.
No worries. July 28th, 29th, and 30th at 7 p.m. Look at the mermaids. The staff at the Kids Cabaret organization consists entirely of teenagers and young adults. That's awesome. I love seeing young adults doing what I didn't do when I was a young adult.
And what again is our website address?
www.harbormedia.org, and you can see this in a couple of days of recorded and edited version, and you can also see this live on our YouTube page and on our channels, Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. I just saw you jump.
We got headphones on, and that was still loud.
Teamsters Local 25. I love the Boston Strong on the truck.
Hey, did you get some candy?
Yeah, I'll have it later. You don't want to hear me chewing on this live broadcast stream on Harvard Media's HD channels, Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. Oh no, Joe. Let's see if I'm scared. I think the clowns are coming.
The Aleppo clowns.
I think it's the Shriner clowns,
The
actually.
Shriners. Oh, these are the Shriners.
I think so.
Shriners clowns of the Aleppo clown unit.
I see. I don't know, Joe. I don't know how I'm going to react.
Oh, they're your friends.
Okay. I always think of it, so every time I think of clowns, it's what automatically pops in my head. Oh, look at the little bike.
That's right. See?
That's cute.
You have to like that. That can't
We'll
be
see. We'll see.
scary, yeah?
We'll see. Hi.
Aleppo Shrine Clowns of Wilmington, Massachusetts.
That must be a good workout for that little bike.
Look at that little bike.
Oh, she's got a pizza. Okay, I'm not that scared. Hi, Shriner Clowns. Hi. Saying hi to our videographer, Erin D. Martino. I love trains. I like trains, and I don't like the sound of trains. Hingham is #1. You are right. Oh, look at the invisible dog. I wonder if he'd be friends with Aubrey. Up next is the Northeast Italian Band.
I was looking for them earlier. Great to see them.
Now I want a pizza. I wonder if the clown can come back with a pizza. Maybe after I'll hunt her down. Get a slice.
This Northeast band The Northeast Italian Band is both a marching and concert band.
That's awesome. I always am very impressed by the bands in these kind of parades. They can walk, read music, and play an instrument all at the same time. Up next, we have the Bear Cove Fire Museum. The Bear Cove Fire Museum has a collection dating back to the early years of firefighting in Hingham and the surrounding towns using primarily Hingham artifacts. That's really cool. Oh, look at that little fire truck.
That particular fire truck right there underwent a complete restoration in 1975.
That's great.
And as of June 17 of this year, it's 100 years old. Imagine that.
Wow.
Bear Cove Fire Museum.
Doesn't look a day over 10. Now, I believe there's actually 2 Hingham engines on our parade route today. This next one is from 1935. Can you imagine just like driving and seeing that? It's so scary. I wonder if you need a special license to drive those. Because they don't operate like normal trucks now.
It's amazing they've got those engines still running.
It's amazing. History is happening here. Fantastic.
You know, it takes a lot of volunteers to put on a parade like this. You know that?
So many. And the horn is so loud. The Hingham Municipal Light Plant is next. Hi, guys.
This is Hingham Municipal Light Plant and their T-Rex truck.
Love it. I was going to say, how do you know it's a T-Rex truck? But it says it on there.
Look at these antique cars.
Ah, Cruella DeVille. My spirit animal. There she is. Love it. Run, dog, run. As fast as you can. You don't know what she wants to do with you. This was named best in the parade. Let's see what it is. It is Barnabas Lincoln, Hingham ship captain. This honors the fact that he was actually captured by pirates in 1982.
1822.
1822. And there's Jack Sparrow. I wonder if they have a jar of dirt.
Look at this. One pirate, Nicholas Moniker, escaped from the pirate ship and rescued Captain Lincoln. Isn't that amazing?
Great. Up next, I believe, is the Russell Wyson Dixieland Band. And next we have the Goldfish Swim School. Fish are friends, not food. Except for salmon. I really, really like salmon. here's my favorite coming up next. The Company Theater voted most unique this year.
Ah,
The Company Theater celebrates 42 years on the South Shore and excited to return with their summer production of Terror the Musical. Begins on July 29th. Have fun, guys.
I love the Company Theater.
Yeah, I love the band right here.
They're presenting Hair July 29
July
through
29th to
August
August
21.
21st, yeah.
Nice. Look at that Volkswagen bus. Very nice.
Up next is Hingham Net Zero. They have electric cars.
You know, Hingham Net Zero is doing some really great things, and you can actually see some of the programming on Hingham's Harbor Media.
Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131. It's funny, it was so loud in the parade and now it's just silent because of the electric cars. We actually have an upcoming episode of Green Living about heat pumping with Hingham Net Zero coming up soon.
What's that all about? I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's the wind. They are looking into heating pumps. So we have a show called Green Living with them. And they collaborate with us every year, and it will be on Comcast 1072, Verizon 2131 soon. And just a sorry, the band. I will say it after so I can enjoy the music.
The Roma Band.
Wow, Hingham is just full of champions this year. Next
Hingham
is the-
girls softball, I think.
Yes. 7th grade girls champion. Congratulations. Oh, look at her hat. Awesome. Girls softball. Fantastic. Congratulations. And basketball.
255 girls in this program, Division II champions. That says an awful lot right there.
Fantastic. We're going to be eating a lot of candy after this. Our videographers are storing some for us.
Did he have a starburst?
I think so. Maybe double bubble gum.
There you go.
Yeah. Up next is, I believe,
I
Hingham
think
softball
still,
again.
yep, still our
Yes.
softball. Remember now, there's 255
A
girls
lot of girls celebrating.
in this softball program. A lot of them out here participating today.
Nice break dance right there.
Was that a break dancer I just saw?
Yeah. Hits up so much energy. I love it. Ah. Almost just got hit by the little car, but that's okay because it was fun to watch. Up next, I think, are the National Lancers, and then that little circle up there.
That's right.
That's great. I don't know how I would be on a horse. I don't know how I would do.
It's a lot of fun.
It is fun?
I grew up with horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were very fortunate to have a few in the barn.
That's you had a barn?
Yeah, we had a barn.
Nice.
You got to have a barn if you're going to have a horse. Look at them. They're very beautiful animals.
Gorgeous.
Oh, we got a little bit of a break
Great.
in the action.
Oh, one. Very little one.
Yeah.
Oh, National Lancers again. Yes.
And again, these are the National Lancers, dating back to 1836. Who knew?
Crazy. And a quick another shout out to our Hingham
Who are our
community
Hingham
partners
sponsors?
and our underwriters. They are AZ Studios, Mass General Brigham, Tobin Sports, Taking a Toke, and South Shore Conservatory.
Colonial Pipers, I think, is what I'm hearing here.
Right.
But you know, while we're waiting for them to approach, how do we help support our commercial media, community media?
Well, community media is funded by cable fees, but we always welcome volunteers and members who would love to make their own shows and learn with us. We conduct classes of all types. You can look at that on our website, harbormedia.org/learn.
Nice. Again, here comes the Colonial Pipers.
Awesome.
It's a youth bagpipe and drum corps based out of Boston.
A lot of bagpiping in Boston. I feel like that's the theme. I feel like here comes the Hingham Little League. There is no crying in baseball, Joe. There's no crying in baseball. Especially now because you are at a parade.
One of my fondest memories was playing Little League. It's a great experience.
They are jumping so high, they are making the truck shake.
This is Williams Energy and their antique truck. Look at that.
Wow. Imagine that driving down your neighborhood giving
That's pretty
you
good.
oil. That's awesome.
For a better tomorrow, save energy today is their theme.
Absolutely. Save our planet, please.
And look at that. On the back it says, "Thank you, Hingham, for over 100 years."
Great. Here comes
And-
Hingham Wrestling.
Nice.
Hingham Wrestling team plans to create a banner and decorate their truck to support the theme and invites wrestlers and alumni associated with wrestling from the past 10 years to put their Hingham Wrestling or Hingham gear and walk the parade with them. That's great. Did you know, actually, Harbor Media, while you're learning with us, you can come to our TV studio. We have a full functioning TV studio at 35 Pond Park Road, Suite 8. If you have any questions, you can email me at kayleeg@harbormedia.org.
Here goes Boston City Band Windjammers.
Nice.
It's a Baptist band founded in 1999.
Again, amazed. Reading music, walking, and playing instruments all at the same time. Multitasking at its best. I believe next is the Hingham High School crew. Speaking of crew, did you know you can crew with us on shoots? You can volunteer. You can visit our website, www.harbormedia.org/learn, or email me at kayleeg@harbormedia.org. Love it. They're putting a workout in, and they're not even walking.
Just row with it.
Awesome. Love it. Up next are the Mariachi M. Perdoras. This is the kind of music I like to dance to. Make
The
some
Mariachi
noise.
Amadores.
Oh, so great. And Hingham 4th of July Parade Committee closing out this parade, I believe.
You know, that parade committee is very important.
Yes.
As we're winding down our parade, the parade committee is comprised of volunteers, and it's really important that the work that they do to make this all happen. There's so many moving parts to this parade.
I know, and they couldn't do this without their sponsors. Once again, A.W. Perry, Hingham Institute for Savings, Kate Johnson, McCuster Gill Incorporated, Duncan at 315 Lincoln Street, the Fruit Center, Richardson on Insurance, Turner Custom Building, Tracy Environmental Consulting, South Shore Country Club, Raphael's Greenside Grill, Hingham Jewelers, Talbot's, Color Max, Wall Burgers, Hingham Rotary, Falconry Construction, Grohan Tosho and Morgan PC, Michael Handren Remodeling, the Whitney Gordon Jewelers, Hingham Department of Public Works, Hingham Firefighters Association, Hingham Municipal Light Plant, HPD, Weather Van Companies, LaRusso Bristol Stone, Plymouth Quarries, and the Range Bar and Grill.
That is an impressive list of sponsors.
Incredible.
And relative to make sure that you visit our website again, which is
harbormedia.org/schedule. A quick shout out to our community partners, our underwriters, again, Mass General Brigham, Tobin Sports Taking a Toke, South Shore Conservatory, AZ Studios for helping us with this live stream. And also I wanted to give a quick shout out to our team and our volunteers who have been here since like 5 o'clock in the morning bringing you this parade. They all have done an incredible job. And I think that kind of starts wrapping it up for us, Joe.
So shall we say it together? Happy Independence Day,
Happy
everyone.
Independence Day. I wasn't paying attention, but that's okay. Looking at the crowds.
Kaylee, thank you so much. It has been such a wonderful experience here to just sit here and narrate and co-host all of this wonderful activity going on today.
Good. I hope I did you proud, Joe. My first time hosting. I hope I did good.
You did fantastic.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Outstanding.
Probably doing this again next year, so you'll see me next year too.